Hey there, team, and welcome to a nice, what was this called again? Galador. I think it was a Galador 3v5. Oh, it's a Tommy one. Ah, cool. Hey, Tommy. So we got a 3v5 on. Oh, wait a second. No. Huh. No, okay. I've never played on this map. I'm trying to think if I've seen this. No, I don't recognize this one. So that'll be cool. Yeah, it'll be. I always like to sort of jump on maps I've never actually done. It's cool if I've like played on them, so I can get an idea of like where people are maybe gonna go. But I mean, at the same time, it's nice to just not know very much at all. And it's 28,000 frames, so it's pretty quick for a 5v3. So it's cool, definitely. Harad, I mean, we'll see what the other attackers are, but I mean, Harad makes sense for a quick fight. We've got Haradrim archers there. I'll always grab some of them. Southron warband behind. Dismounted serpent guard with an armor upgrade. Okay, so yeah, he's poured a good bit of money into that. Trollmen and champions in Afra, of course. Beast hunters there behind. Southron pikes and demons, of course, demons. Then over there, yeah, Hashari shadows, trollmen, and the Hashari. No. Okay, cool. I thought maybe Hashari stalkers too, but no, just Hashari shadows. I mean, that's good as an attack. You can kind of try and jump in through the enemy defenses and quickly find a good position to blitz some of it. Next to him, he's got the Dwarves of Erebor here. Oh dear. So we got Erebor Legionnaires, Axe Guard of Erebor, Dragon Slayers, Sons of Durin, then lots and lots of Ironfoot Spears, Ironfoot Warriors and Legionnaires, Blacklock Engineers there, and crossbows. So yeah, we don't have too long until I believe these guys are losing their body piercing ability and just becoming like absolutely menacing crossbows in the new version, but I'm not so sure. Then Obsidian Guard and Axe Guard of Erebor. I'm seeing when I see Erebor a bit in like new version now, the captain is no longer a Son of the Fallen. He is an Obsidian Guard. You know, that is actually just, you know, it's a vibe. It's a vibe for sure. You know, it's yeah. Then Adammin plays Rhudaur. He's got his black wolves, Rhudaur swordsman there. Then Rhudaur clansmen, swordsmen, axe throwers there, Troll axe throwers. Oh goodness me! Oh wait! Oh shit! We've started. Didn't even realize that. We'll stay at. There'll probably be a bit of shuffling. Let's go to 0.5 for now. I didn't even realize we started moving. Then heaps of marksmen, lots of these pikes, of course. A catapult there. Where is that general? Is the general in with the catapult? That's yeah. I mean, again, as long as you know you're going to keep that catapult safe, it's a fair shout. It just keeps your general out of the action. Then Mordor here, Winter's Might. Never really come across that before. So he's got the Mordor infantry, Blackguard of Barad-dûr, lots and lots and lots of infantry. Nice to see. More Blackguard there. Temple Guard, that's where the general's hiding out today. The Olakai, Mordor infantry again, Nazgul, with lots and lots of some executioners, some Mordor Guard, the Orc fodder, of course, and Mordor infantry. Mordor Guard. Just going for the Orc archers today, not the Mordor archers. But he just has some shadow bows. So that's a little bit more AP, our body piercing that the boys have to deal with. Another dwarf on the attack today. We've got the Warlord. He's got his 4th Legion Shield Guard, more Shield Guard. Orc hunters behind, Sons of the Fallen there. Guards of Khazad. Double Merc crossbows. Okay, quite nasty. Mithril Guard, Iron Watch of Merimere, Legion Bodyguard, and the Reclaimers. Cool. And that is it for attackers today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, cool. I just feel like I'm forgetting somebody. No, cool. So as for defenders, yeah, so they're moving inside. So we got Pasta level again. I don't really recognize. Playing as Lothlorien today. He's got his Blades of the Wood, Lornan Axeman. He's brought some cav. He's got some mounted company, Lornan mounted company. Some sword masters, more sword masters, lots and lots and lots of archers, as you'd expect from Lothlorien. Some woodland protectors, just give some javies to the ford. Karis Galadon guardians. So yeah, absolute brutal pike boys there. Riders of the Golden Wood as well. Then further up we have. Oh, God. I thought that was a unit. I was sure that was a unit. his next ally is Numenor here. He's got Sanket with his Treb, Royal Guard, Shield Guard, lots and lots of Shield Guard, Numenor in Cohort 2. Fires and Nobles there, Steel Bows, Royal Legion, Cohort, some Seafarers, anything else that is crazy? No, nothing too much. And over here, Cohort and Sword Masters, the Parsum Sword Masters. And last defender here today is, Arthedain with another Treb. Or am I being dumb? No, yep, two Trebs. I don't disagree with it, for sure. I think it's definitely a decent shout. And this is Evil Casper. Anyway, so that is Arthedain Pikes, I'm guessing with an armor upgrade, yep. I'm seeing they can either receive 2 armor upgrades in the new version, or maybe just their model. Oops, sorry about that bump the mic. Or their model changes and they become, you know, they look more like the Arthedain Men at Arms. Dunedain Rangers there. I'm glad to see some body piercing. That's kind of what I've been hunting for. I think the boys are maybe needing a bit of that. Arthedain Men at Arms here with that double armor upgrade. Then Marksman, Arthedain Marksman again with a single armor upgrade. The Knights of Innuminous, some Dunedain Peacekeepers. More Dunedain Peacekeepers. Men at Arms, and back here, Pikes, Dismounted Fornosteran Knights, and then Dismounted Knights of Innuminous. I believe the Dismounted Fornosteran Knights are going to be becoming Fornosteran Guardians or something, or maybe even Defenders. That's what the Sword Master is doing, and I quite like that. I'm not really a massive fan of something being like the dismounted version of X, and it's like, especially, I just feel like Fornosteran Knights are Lancers, and then when they become dismounted, they're two-handed swordsmen, and I'm just like, no. I don't know. It's yeah. So I think I prefer, and I don't want like dismounted knights. You know, it's nah. Just give a different name to them. So I appreciate that they're getting a different name in the new patch. And some more pikes, and of course there's some blooming good pikes in the form of the Numinous Gate Guard. So we'll set a 1 times speed for a minute. I'll settle up here, or settle in up here, and just see how the attackers are forming up. But I suspect that, well, yeah, by the looks of it, we're going to be just taking a nice position. Everybody's going to settle in, and then just flood forward as a winner. There's a lot of approaches here. That's not an approach, that's an off-map area, I suspect. Is this an off-map area as well? I think so. Yeah, so as I say, feel free to check the description. There should be some timestamps. But this, I mean, yeah, so they're not defending these river crossings because, yeah, you've got 1, 2, 3 already, 4, and yeah, nowhere to fall back to, 5, 6. Too many avenues to protect, so instead they're going to be defending 1, just defending the slope. So 1, 2, 3 over here. This is a bit of a nice, nasty one, and 4. So that's still 4 approaches that the boys have to look out for. And a 3v5, that's tricky to be holding that. But it looks like we've got Numenor here, guarding one place. Doesn't look like he's receiving, well, yeah, a little bit of support from Lothlorien. Over here, looks like we've got a Lothlorien defense on this position. That's kind of cool. I like the map. Yeah, that's pretty daunting looking, isn't it? But yeah, I like the map. It's a cool vibe. I like this tree just vibing up here. Let's just, I don't know. I need to maybe just do something again just to make sure I don't forget about a thumbnail. Just it's a nice tree. It's artsy. It's artsy. You know, I'm all about that life. That's how we've got so many Trebs. The workshop is right here, and it's still smoking away. They're smoking away. They're trying to produce another Treb before the fight starts. Good on them. So yeah, and then Arthedain is going to be doing 2 by himself. So he's got a lot on his plate, especially because he's got a 2v1 there. Harad and Erebor are coming at him. Looks like that's their focus. So somebody needs to. Okay, Numenor has sent forward a little bit of support, but we need more than 1 unit. Okay, no, that seems to be it. Maybe some more is going to be coming as the fight goes on, but it looks like some more is maybe getting sent over now. If I was Lothlorien and Numenor, I'd be wanting to send like I'm talking 3-4 units, because it looks like Lothlorien has Lothlorien looks like he's gearing up for a 1v or a 2v1 as well, and then Rhudaur is maybe coming into Numenor. Dear me, it's a dicey spot. It's a dicey spot to be in, and as I say, because there's so many avenues to attack, it looks like the the attackers are going to be doing the most with that. So it looks like Evil Casper's coming for a little sally, so we'll start the fight here. It looks like he's maybe trying to get mixing amongst those archers, but was caught by the Southron warband. Men-at-arms are engaging them. Men-at-arms are going to be having, if it was man on man, if they could be relying on getting like 1v1 fights, this would be a nice matchup for them. Yes, they're worrying about the AP from the Southron forces, but they're swordsmen up against spearmen, and they're pretty damn decent swordsmen up against middling spearmen. So they're pulling back. I think that's a good shout, because even though that fight was kind of going okay for them, they were going to start getting surrounded, and it wouldn't have been nice. Shooting them in the back's a good shout. But yeah, unfortunately, I just don't think that's the place for the knights right now. Over here, Ironfoot Spears again. Yes, something as good as the Knights of Innuminus can charge headlong into mid-tier mid-tier spears, and they can get out. But it's not really what you want to do. Not in a siege where your cavalry is so valuable. Coming into a charge here, this is going to go okay for them, but again, I just don't think that was worth it. They're not going to lose anything, but that's a nasty stab from the Rhudaur clansman, and for just a few hits, I just don't think Sanket's going to get his worth from these charges. I definitely get it. You feel like your back's against the wall. You want to even the scales as quickly as possible. I just don't think this is the way to do it. Not when you've got quite a flat map. I think there'll be options later. There definitely will be options later. Winter's Might coming down here, about to be crossing into the range of past a level. Whether or not he wants to engage with that yet is remains to be seen. But we'll check. What is up with my? That's kind of weird. Oh, is this floating? Ah, that's why. Okay, it's slightly floating. I was like, why if I look here, why is the farm poking out? But no, okay, it's slightly floating. I think it's maybe because all these items are the same model, so you can see they're all on the same level. So this guy's perfectly leveled, but yeah, the others are a little bit off. He's sunk slightly. But sorry, I shouldn't be picking those out. But yeah, it is a cool looking map. No, I'm definitely not fighting that. Over here, Evil Casper, needing to be careful with these resources. Yeah, these guys are shaking now, because these are a lot of numbers coming at them now. Beast Hunters, yeah, Tommy is doing the right thing, just trying to overwhelm them with numbers, because they're already shaken. We're seeing Evil Casper sending reinforcements in, but the problem is, those are even Peacekeepers up there backing them up. I don't think you want to do this, though. Yeah, you'll trade okay for now, but your resources are so valuable, and considering how much ground he's going to have to hold, and yeah, Tommy's done the right thing sending in those dismounted Serpent Guard. It's nasty. So Evil Casper will hold not too badly for a while. Okay, we're seeing some blue arrows. Good to see Lothlorien coming in for some assistance. Still so much Southron warband. I just don't know if now is the time. If you get a charge onto those Southron warband, which he is, 101 down to 83, 82. That's a break too. I guess the fear might have helped them out there. Okay, that actually went not too bad. A little bit of javelin fire, but didn't actually seem super effective. A lot of it missed, but the ones that didn't miss will have definitely hurt those poor knights. Nice little charge. This will be a good one, and that might even be a break. What happened there, boys? Oh, that's such a shame. They targeted this part of the unit, so they didn't go for this blob on the end. That could have been shattered. They could have easily shattered that, and that would have been really nice for them, because then they could have gone into the Beast Hunters. They wouldn't have any. They could have gone into there. They could have slammed in the back of the Serpent Guard. Oofed. So this is risky what he's doing here, but it's I can see the sense in it, and this is really where Erebor needs to come in harder. Erebor needs to be punishing, because if something terrible happens against Harad, and Harad is not able to really sort themselves out. Okay, we're seeing a lot of casualties there now, so looks like some of those charges went pretty well. Good bit of damage to the Fires and Nobles. Again, I'm not going to say whether or not it was, I feel, whether or not it was worth it, because I couldn't really, I don't know. And that's up to everybody else, everybody's sort of defensive strategy. For some people, you can lose a big expensive unit of cavalry, and it's like, well, don't worry, I intended to lose it at this stage. Like, that's okay for me, as long as I've deleted some of these enemy units, it's okay. But some people, they'd be wanting to save these things for different occasions, or expect more or less from them. Yeah. So, Erebor, what are you up to? Yeah, because, see, like, this is where the action is for sure. And, those javelins are going to be really nasty. See, if I had my Fires of Nobles, I'd be sending them over here now. Because I think we had 2 units of melee cav bouncing around. I'd even get my Riders of the Golden Wood. I wouldn't be using them to shoot right now. Oh, pikemen. Maybe pikes, yeah, I get that. But still, I'd maybe be just coming in to do some cycle charges with them. Because I think coming into like the likes of the Beast Hunters, God, that's going to be devastating. And I don't know why we're pulling so far back now. I think we've bled to achieve this situation. We bled okay, there's Ironfoot Spears. Okay, fair enough. I get the vibe, so, right, no, Erebor was not just sitting idle. He has been sending some stuff down. You don't really want to be going for the Ironfoot Spears with that fire, I wouldn't have thought. Not to their face. In their backs, I'd maybe be alright with it, but nah, not like that. Fires and Nobles coming in for another little charge. And again, just into the Rhudaur clansmen, which I don't know if it's too worth it. Like, yeah, I mean, it's going okay, and some of those guys are not taking any damage at all, but a few of them are getting a lot of nasty hits. So this is where I'm a little bit worried about the attackers, because we're coming in at different points at very different times. Over here, Mordor is just nowhere near ready to launch his attack. He's coming forward, but he's still going to need, like, what, a full 5 minutes before he's in position ready to go. Rhudaur isn't quite ready to go, but over here, the boys are certainly not in full swing, but they've been having their engagements now. Oh, what's happened now? Okay, the Ironfoot Spears are, like, deep in behind those lines, and that's a nasty little charge. Do we have any javelins to go for them? No, just archer fire. So, I don't usually like to charge spears, but yeah, I mean, the pikemen engaging there, like, all you'll have to do is get in a quick little stab. Oh, a few warbands still surviving there. That's a bit of a nuisance. Okay, that's a break. Those guys will come back, unfortunately. But yeah, another little charge, and if he can wipe these guys out before they use up their ammo, Tommy's getting them the hell out. So it looks like they are going to survive and get their ammunition used up, but still, I mean, that's a lot of chaff that they would have had to deal with at some point, that now they just sort of don't really have to. A lot of numbers for the grind. Gone. Tommy's coming in now, though, and I mean, those are Beast Hunters. Southron Pikes, you don't want to be pushing through them, of course. So, okay, Casper, I was a little bit worried about the way that he was defending at first, but it's looking, he's getting some worth out of it. What are we at, generally? Yeah, okay, we're down pretty heavy percentage-wise. And this is even before we've had, like, a tremendous amount of ammunition spent from the defenders. I would be keen to shoot into the backs of Rhudaur units, but not to the front. And again, I'm just quite surprised with the attackers right now, how far ahead we're sending these probing forces without any backup. Now, they're either just very confident, or yeah, because they're just quite sure that the defenders can't overwhelm them. But we've seen over here, this is exactly what Casper tried to do, and exactly what Casper sort of succeeded in doing. So the other attackers are kind of, putting themselves at risk of that. Southron Pikes, but Beast Hunters are there, and I'd give those knights a javelin. Oh, they all have their maces out. I don't think they have any javelins to spend. Good morale from those archers. Yeah, okay, that's a tempting thing, but this'll be it. This is where Tommy can get them closed down. But, oh god, imagine that banner carrier. Though that banner carrier and the captain absolutely saved the day. No, please don't tell me that's your general. Oh, dude, is that? Oh, that's risky, dude. Don't. If you're intending to do this with your knights, do not have your general in there, man. Put him in with the Wardens of the North or something. So right, what I was dreaming of was one good slam into there, because they were tight together. So that could have been like 30 guys gone. Could have been a rout. Bounce off, come around, and slam the champions in Afarat. If he could have gotten a good charge in and killed like what 20 champions in Afarat, I would have, yeah, like I would have absolutely said that this has been a good engagement for them. Over here, moving down to engage the moving. Yeah, this is just Ironfoot spears, and again no backup. So defenders have come down with an overwhelming force there. Mercenary crossbows have come all the way around from Warlord now. You'd be super tempted. Now this is where, what I would probably do, I would grab these Troll Slayers, run behind them. I wouldn't use javelins, but I would just come in for a backstab, and just wipe this out. And because there's as I say, there's nothing to back it up. I know those crossbows are coming, but hopefully he's got some archers ready to blast those Merc crossbows to pieces, because they'll shatter very quickly. This is the issue with using mercenary crossbowmen on the attack, because they are a horse, so they are a big target to hit. They have no shield. They have okay armor. You know, they're mercenaries at the end of the day, so they've got some armor. These Lornan Mounted Company got some charges in, but they are just spear cav at the end of the day, so they're not going to be pulling off the absolutely brutal charges off some of the knights and so on. And so yeah, you can see a bit of damage in return, but a little attack is always good. They're also single hit points. Riders of the Golden Wood there look like they've been engaging as well, but so many spears, I wouldn't be wanting to do this. Let's see, the boys, they're using their cav quite early. Now I know the good thing about that is it means that you can focus your micro on your infantry and everything later, but you know, it's good to just have them waiting, especially as I say, this is a flatter map, you can get some good work. Ironfoot spears arrived. There's Ironfoot warriors here engaging now too, and it's a little bit too late to get like a quick surround and devouring off this force, but yeah, we'll yeah, they're pushing in pretty deep now. Troll Slayers opening up, hopefully not right into the face of those Ironfoot spears. Yeah, that's what they're going for, unfortunately, but still, I mean, they'll inflict some casualties. What do we have here? Tommy's got a pretty fragile little line. Tommy's definitely been taking the lion's share of the damage for the attackers right now. But yeah, he's still standing pretty stoic, and there's not actually that much arrayed against him for when he does come forward properly. Ironfoot spears, yeah, not enjoying that fight. More men at arms arriving here. Ironfoot spears engaging, but because of that, yeah, you see, now they've got their axes. I'd get them stuck in right now, absolutely, because I think that they would just absolutely rinse what you've got here against you, and I mean, those crossbows are going to eat them, and then that's going to leave Erebor with very, very little. Yeah, and then they can start to maybe, well, they'll have to start turning their attention toward Harad. Fires and Nobles still active, only with 4, but still active. See, this is where I'd love to be using them, you know, these little backstabs and stuff. That was surely going to break. Wow, well done, little orc fodder. Axes coming rattling into the shield guard, hitting the right side as well, so those shields are coming into play. I'm surprised those orc fodder didn't break in response to that, but I guess it was only just a few cavalry. Had it been a few more, it would had it been like maybe even 8, we might have gotten a nice break. Shield guards stomping on up, and but still, as I say, this is everybody's just kind of preparing right now. All the attackers are gathering up, getting things moved into position. The Rhudaur catapult is going to be in position, not too well. It sort of is. Yeah, it's firing now. I wonder what they're going for. I mean, something like the shield guard would be very tempting. I don't know how accurate you are, at that distance, but one good slam into a shield wall position like this is going to be very nasty. You're hearing a good way, you know, you always sort of hear the noises, little shield clashing noises when a unit's in shield wall. Bang, bang, bang. Could have been the Royal Guard. That looked like it was the Royal Guard that were being targeted. Could have been this. Could have been the Shield Guard and they just went wild, but the Royal Guard's not a bad target, but it's just because of how tightly packed those Shield Guard are. That's why I'd be going for them. Royal Guard broke in those Orc fodder. Unfortunately, the Orc fodder have run through the lines. That's 100 Orc fodder. That's a shame, because they, I mean, again, wouldn't have inflicted many casualties, but tired out the enemy, you know, grinded them down is always a good thing. So we're starting to see some blasts coming in. This is where, you know, that Treb, I'd be tempted to use rotting meat right now. Not all of it, but I'd be tempted to use rotting meat on these Erebor Legionnaires, so that anything advancing through this passageway gets hit by the rotting meat debuff, and your guys don't. So, yeah, I thought, I mean, they've been getting used very aggressively, and I was pretty sure that was the last one left. So that's these guys broken. And this is the proper Tommy charge, backed up by Warlord here, with his Merc crossbows coming in where they don't really have many archers to try and deal with them. And the issue is, we've got stuff rushing in to back it up now, some elite units from Casper coming forward. What is the fallback point? We've got here 1, 2, 3, and then we've got this as a sort of, I guess, a final fallback point. Can we go? We could go inside the castle as well with a few troops, but that's really not going to be. That's an absolute game-ending moment if that's the case. And these are wide choke points too. Dearie me. So yeah, champions and Afrat engaging now. Dunedin Rangers appearing. Yeah, they just need to be on fire. Yeah, they're going to get grabbed. They're going to get grabbed by those Serpent Guard. If anybody's got anything to spare, any Numenorians, but I mean it's a big distance. Yeah, you're seeing some of those Seafarers and Endamos running over, but they're too far, just too far away now to be backing them up. I know that other people are fighting 2v1s, but you know, Arthedain was fighting a 2v1 with 2 choke points to deal with, so he needed that support a little bit earlier, perhaps. Rhudaur swords there up against the Numenorian cohort, getting sliced and diced. Pike down from the top as well with Sanket's forces. Few reserves waiting for their chance. But as I say, this is really, if you guys are intending to, if the defenders are intending to fall back. Oh, this is another fallback point. What, 1? Oh shoot! No, yeah, no, that is the same fallback point. But I'd be tempted to be considering fleeing now, just because the Arthedain forces over here are pretty much gone. Yeah, you're seeing Sanket has pulled those men back, as it's clear the Haradrim and their Dwarven allies are going to be breaking in any minute. Breaks from Evil Casper's forces. Few Fornoceran knights holding out still, and same with the dismounted knights of Numenor. But against those troll men, it's not going to be pretty. Even numbers, they could do not too bad. They'll probably win, but well, definitely win. But yeah, still take a lot of damage doing it. Locked morale, those troll men, so they ain't going anywhere fast. So that is that position absolutely shattered now. Numenor Gateguard trying to run back, but where do you run to? You'd be tempted to even use this as the fallback point at this point. But that means all of Lothlorien's got to run all the way over here, so you've got to hold this position for ages, and there's just not enough to do that. Catapult's still opening up. Ooh, dearie me. Careful. Yeah, I think that catapult needs to come closer. That catapult is maybe, you know, I mean, all you're worried about is the enemy treb with it. So, oh, and I guess elven arrows. Yeah, I guess you can't afford to get too close with it, can you? So, but I think we're going to get a massive splashdown into the dwarves. That was nothing but dwarves. That was absolutely nothing but dwarves. A few elves dead there. A few, even a few Mordor forces dead there. I would be screaming. Oh dear, and those were 4th Legion. Those were proper Legion dwarves too. They'll come back. These guys, oh wow, they came back. No, I thought that was them immediately coming back. But that is a lot of burning dwarves there. Yeah, that was just too inaccurate to be slamming down like that. Yeah, I'd see the sense if it was some real fodder there, and you didn't really mind, but those were 4th Legion that we just burned up, and we burned up at least 20 of them. So, it's not pretty, not pretty. Mordor infantry coming forward. Yeah, those routing Mordor Guard have turned around now, they're coming back forward. Not going to tire them out too much. It's not a big loss for the Mordor Guard, but still, that was... And again, like, that just left the 4th Legion fighting alone, because the Mordor Guard ended up routing. And it's not fun even for a unit like that to be by themselves. I know we are flooded forward, and it is just going to be a mess of a fight now. Numenorians able to usually rely on their skill pretty nicely, but it's not going to be as confident when they're up against the likes of the dwarves here, especially the Khazad elite dwarves. Still, it's ooh. Good javelins into the front on the Mithril Guard, but hey, I would take a javelin anywhere on a Mithril Guard. That's you know, if they're a target I've got and I know I'm not going to miss, I'll take it. Preferably the backs or the side, but yeah, you've got to do what you got to do. Yeah, these Shari Shadows just harassing the defenders now, and yeah. So I'll probably switch my style slightly a little bit here, because you know, usually even if I know which side is going to win, I try and like hide my confidence in that. Sometimes even I'm wrong. A lot of the time I'm wrong, but yeah, I was pretty damn sure right from the start this was going to be an attacker victory, and I think that this is just so I'll try and basically point some things out, because what we've got on the defending side here, we've got a few guys, or not actually, yeah, because I know Sanket, of course, but who was Arthedain again as well? Evil Casper. Oh, okay. I know some of these names, but I know that our Lothlorien man's a little bit newer. But yeah, it's just this was a very tough map to hold for a 5v3. Very, very difficult, and you know, and I definitely like people sort of testing out all the maps and so on, trying to learn them a bit. But this is maybe not a great 5v3 fight. I think there were definitely ways to have sort of done it better. And I'm sure after a bit of practice, the boys would have been able to hold this or like a bit of practice with this map, they would have been able to do a pretty good job of holding. But as I say, it's just not an easy map for a 5v3. I mean, even this way, this is 2 different entrances, not even one. So this guy had a lot on his plate. I would have maybe been tempted. I know it would have looked terrible, but I would have been tempted to immediately fall back to here. I mean, would you have wanted to? Maybe not. Yeah, but either way, yeah, it went better than I thought, actually. When I first saw everything happening, I was thinking this was going to be absolute curtains for the defenders. I really was. So anything that I think, so I'll try and kind of ponder what could have been done different. And you got to keep in mind, this battle was played almost a year ago at this point. Definitely a year ago at this point. So by the time this video comes out, yeah, definitely a year ago. So it's a lot of these players will have massively improved as well, of course, and the like. So I think, yeah, I mean, here, yeah, you can be shooting the backs of so and so, but I'm not a defending king. I think if I saw this, if I was defending this as a 3-man team, you know, I think a 3v4, you've maybe got a better shout, or because then the attackers have less resources, less troops to play with. They can't push every entrance as firmly as they could in a 5v3. So I think, yeah, maybe this is more of a 3v4 vibe, but Or maybe like, yeah, like a mixed, you know, still like a 4v4, just with like the standard money, the standard sort of 5v3 money. So yeah, like as I say, they've still got a lot of damage to do, but I'm surprised that they last another 10,000 frames. So I'm interested to see how they sort of do that. But you can see Harad is just all over the place now. And this is why, you know, again, like it would have been amazing to have some defending cavalry to just mop some of these guys up, to catch them, and to, you know, while Harad is chaotically like sprinting around, we can be charging Harad. We can punish Tommy for attacking so aggressively without watching out for his troops, and it slows them down so much. Over here, I mean, to be honest, if I was Mordor, I don't even think I'd be pressing this right now. I would just be kind of hanging out and flooding in from this side. I would just have a few troops to stare Lothlorien down, and I would just flood in from over here. Shari Shadows sort of getting caught, yeah, but I say, you can see just the amount. You know, we're all over the place now, the attackers. Still some mounted companies, that's good. They've got their spears in there. They're trying to hunt down the Hashari Shadows, and they're doing an okay job of it, but I mean, if we just had some more cavalry to do that, I think, you know, I got you see this a lot in time with defenders, even, you know, even defenders I've seen for ages and ages in this game. They seem to have this like need to use their cavalry right at the start. I think there's a quote from like Napoleon where it's like cavalry, you know, cavalry charges are, shoot, what's, I'm gonna butcher the quote. This isn't it, but it's like cavalry charges are equally effective at the start, middle, and end of a fight. And I think that kind of is a good vibe for what you know, some defenders really need to sort of think about a bit. You know, if you've invested in a fair bit of cavalry, you can use them at any point in that battle. You know, yes, there's certain times where it might be more effective, but don't think you've got to like spend all of your cavalry power right at the get-go, because there might be a better chance for you to do it later on. And I think this is really something that what are we going for up here, dearie me? Yeah, just rotting meat by this point, just slamming that down. I think this is really something that the you know, could have benefited the defenders a bit had they just, you know, relaxed a bit and thought, okay, look, let's save the cavalry, let's come in with it a bit later on and go for it. And as every time when it comes to a 5v3, you know, I think 5v3s are always a case of the defenders need the attackers to make a mistake, and then the defender shows their skill by being able to abuse that mistake. Because everybody's going to make a mistake, you know, but something that, you know, a defender can make use of. But when you've got a 5v3 with on the attack, you know, we've got quite a lot of like quite well-known players here. You know, they're not going to be exposing as many chinks in their armor that the defenders will be able to ruin and abuse. So what do we have still over here? Yeah, totally flooded on now. There's no combat happening in this area. Totally sort of disallowed them from falling back to that fallback point, and yeah, so it is now just Sankit sort of relying on the exceptional quality of his Numenorian forces to just win whatever engagement he can sort of get for them. But the likes of the Obsidian Guard now getting thrown into melee up against those Numenorian cohort. Blackguard of Barad-dûr pushing through what's left of the defensive line there. Now it's Lothlorien. Where would I sort of form up here? Shoot, I mean, maybe try and plug up there, because they can't move through that, I don't think. So try and plug up there, a little plug here, and then yeah, still just defend this section. Or, to be honest with you, if I was Lothlorien, I do not think there would be any shame in this point in defending this little curl. I think this would be a fine little like last stand for Lothlorien. And just try and hold here, get my archers lined up here, maybe even get my archers here to backstab them as they're marching up this area. but I don't think... you got to move through the rotting meat, but so did the attackers. So you've been sort of given a little gift there. The attackers have to push into that rotting meat, so maybe you'd want to hold here instead, so they've got to do that. You're still affected by it here, but you're elves, So I'd do that. And I think, like, when... I'm never a big fan of defenders falling back to, like, the strongest position on a map straight away. But I think when this sort of situation has happened, I'd have, if I was past that, I would not care. I'd be like, no, this is where I'm going to. This is where I'm going to be at my best, and I don't think the attackers would have any problem with that either. I think they deserve that. And also then, I mean, there are lots of issues because the attackers have not used up ammunition here. The attackers have a hell of a lot of ammo to spend. The Blacklocks will be absolutely brutal. So that is one of the defending armies gone. Again, I think that's maybe Numenor that just lost the last of their troops, unless Arthedain had a handful left over. But yeah, so you're seeing the Guardians setting up there. It looks like he is sort of going for a sort of here, and okay. But I'd say, like, I'd really... Okay, alright, so he is, where he's got his kindred, he might be thinking about it, but that's, I think he'd be perfectly fine sitting up there. He sort of would have a chance. Not of victory, but of inflicting some damn good casualties. Still Blackguard of Rhudaur on the field, who are going to be battering through just about anything that gets a raid against them, but still, it's maybe worth it. But no, so I still think this was a fun one. I'll still do this, of course. Perhaps not as close as I like my battles to be, but still a good time. And I'm sure Tommy would have explained the situation when he sent the video or sent the replay in Discord, and I've just not, because as I say, I right now I'm not looking at any information. I'm just going through my replay folder. But yeah, so I think I don't know what I would have done differently as an attacker. As a defender, as I say, I think it's just. I think this map's tough. Map is very tough, and needed maybe a lot of care and a lot of communication, because I think just straight away maybe the defenders could have seen the situation over with Arthedain right away and sent over something. Just because he was so far away. We saw that people did try to send some reinforcements to Arthedain, but by the time they tried to send it, it was just too late. So no, I hope, and I'm sure that everybody's sort of learned a bit from this, and from this battle, because as I say, it's been a long time anyway. But yeah, Merc Crossbow's still sort of running free. Going to be trying to get up against the Kindred with a little charge there. I like. Oh wow! That's funny. That's yeah. Like Harad has been dying pretty nasty. So yeah, that's probably the last of Harad there. Good little charge there. Did his best, but still, this is just a mercenary crossbowman cavalry charge. They're gonna get gutted. I wonder. I wonder with the new Cardlin. Well, I know Cardlin has not been changed massively. In the new version, but I'm wondering, do we still have Mercenary Cav? Because I quite like my Mercenary Cav when I play as Cardlin. I make use of them. I get 2 units when I'm on a field battle. So, but I know they've had a lot of aesthetic change. To be honest with you, when I first saw it, I was not a big fan. But I'm not a big fan of change. I never have been a big fan of change. So I was a little bit worried, but the more I look at them, the more they're growing on me. I said this last time when Cardlin changed from the previous version to our current version, and at time of recording, current version, and I didn't like the change. I kind of liked that Cardlin had this standard medieval vibe about them, but then I've grown to love the current look of them, so I'm sure I will grow to love the new look of them as well, because some of those models do look really, really awesome. I'm not fighting that at all. So what do we have? Yeah, Woodland Protectors as sort of a final stand there. Iron Watch of Miramir going up against the Kindred of Celeborn. The Kindred should have this in the bag pretty comfortably. Iron Watch of Miramir just are coming up. I do like that they use their crossbows just in melee there, just their bladed crossbows on the bottom. Just try and like rip up against these elves. They'll do a bit of damage, but no, they're going to be dying pretty quick. Legion Bodyguard, that'll be more up to speed, but still lower in numbers due to a bit of damage. That is... Ooh. Nice. That's the general from that catapult team. Threw himself in up against the Woodland Protectors and has been slain. I think it must have been something over here. I think it was over near the captain of the Woodland Protectors. He was brought down. Temple Guard engaging now. Olokai coming forward. What is this? Is this the one remaining Olokai? Wow. Nice. I like when the captain is the last Olokai remaining. He just looks kind of cool with that sort of big sword. Pretty dope looking model. And yeah, so the Kindred will be the last to hold out here. So we are sort of getting this final defensive position that I was looking for. Yeah, the rotting meat has faded away now anyway, so... but no, as I say, I think it was just kind of a tough map. As soon as I saw this map, I was like, oh dear, this is going to be difficult for a 5v3. Very, very difficult. And the guys did their best with it. It just, we just didn't have the, maybe the coordination and the army comps to do what needed to be done here. And you know, a 5v3 is very tricky at the best of times, and I think this was just not something we were capable of doing. I'll be interested. What do we end up with? Oh wow, okay. That's a lot more casualties than I felt. That's 87% casualties, but so I mean, yeah, and they'll get it up. They'll get up close to 90. So that percentage-wise, yeah, this is definitely close enough for me to be happy with, for sure. But I think, you know, I mean, the attackers definitely know they could have taken that a bit more carefully toward the later stages. They could have used more ammunition. I'm glad that the attackers did kind of once they broke open the area, they got stuck in. They didn't try and keep skirmishing and using their ammunition. No, they threw their full lot in and tried to do as much damage as they could. So that's very good of them, and it helps make it sort of a bit more impressive, to be sure. Over here, shadow bows running off, and yeah, I think it was just shutting down those Arthedain Rangers was a big hit. We could have maybe done with like a Lothlorien Ranger, and to be honest, the Rangers from Numenor as well. I'm pretty sure we did have the shadow bows actually. Or might have actually been thinking of the Mordor shadow bows. I don't know if we had the Numenorian shadow bows. Oh. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. So that is like 2 of the attacking armies that have been wiped out as well. So that's it does kind of show that, yeah, okay, maybe it's, you know, maybe I was talking guff. Maybe this was a lot closer than I thought. 88, you know, so it's almost 90% casualties for the attackers. So I get it, yeah. Oh, I thought it was maybe, I wonder who the other attacker was. That perhaps Rhudaur. I think Rhudaur was gone there. Probably that was a little admit defeat from him. As he is left these Lorien archers broken now, fighting to the death. Is he trying to survive? No, that's just one unit that is broken from the fight. But yeah, cool. So as I say, it was definitely a lot of fun. But that map is maybe a bit tricky for. I'd like to see that again, maybe. You know, because I do think you could make some good work happen. In sort of various points. So what did we? Dear me, Warlord had very few troops. But yeah, that's just kind of showing how many elites he did take to the field. Demons there. I didn't even see the demons do their work, but yeah, they wrecked some boys. Anything else that was really, really impressive? Of course, the champions of Nafrat, always going to do some good work. It's nice to see the dismounted servant guard. That's a big surprise. The fact that 2 of the servant guard were very, very few kills, and this is up against, like, you know, we saw what they were fighting. There's a lot of sword and board. I would have thought they would have done really, really not too bad. But no, they kind of got crushed, a few of them. And yeah, everybody else, yeah, of course, doing their part, showing their worth, and yeah. So let's say it was good fun. It was I quite liked that. Ended up being, of course, as I say, a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Just showing the effect of once you've broken through one section of a map, you know, it is just utter chaos. But if you keep your cool, you're able to inflict quite a lot of casualties on the attacking forces. But yeah, cool. So thank you guys very much, and I will see you later.